Hello, welcome to Yoga Well. My name is Lenora. This Hatha practice is designed to help you connect to your core. And when we talk about core, we're really talking about not just the abdominal muscles, but all of our torso. So we're going to focus on every piece of that. We're going to hit those core abdominal muscles. We're also going to hit the obliques. We're going to work on our back muscles. And we're focusing on the core as a way of coming back to our center, to our truest self. When we talk about trauma and the impacts that it has on our lives, it tends to fragment our entire life, not just the pieces that get disrupted from the trauma itself, but it disengages us, it disconnects us from our body, our mind, our heart, and our spirit. They all become like fragmented pieces. And part of our process of coming to the mat is remembering, bringing back all that we are into one whole being. So that as we face whatever we are facing, whether we are facing challenges at the moment or just trying to navigate life as it's unfolding, we do so from the center of our being as our whole self, not our perfect self, but our whole self. And as we become present to ourselves on the mat, reconnecting to what we're noticing physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, we literally remember who we are. And so that's the focus of our practice today, remembering who we are. And with that in mind, I offer you the following affirmation to guide us. As I remember who I am, I'm coming together magnificently in ways that allow me to reflect my truest, most authentic, and beautiful self. So we'll come back to that idea a number of times. Let that ruminate within you. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this will be a full Hatha practice. So we're going to begin seated. And that gives us an opportunity to connect with the breath, to activate the nerve endings in the spine that help to recenter our entire being. And so I'm going to invite you to just rock back and forth. Just come to whatever seated position works best for you. I have my legs here kind of cross-legged. You can stick a leg out. You can have both legs out. You can move around if you need to. If things start to get stiff in this opening section, don't feel like you have to stay put. Find what works for you and stay tuned to what continues to work for you. As you come to your seated position, let those sit bones start to feel heavy on the earth. Draw the spine long. Let the shoulders start to fall back and down towards the earth. And find a place for your hands to rest. That might be on your knees, it might be by your side, maybe even in your lap. Whatever feels right and good to you. Then begin to draw the spine long and center the heart over the hips. That shifts many of us a little bit forward, so draw the navel to the spine to support that length. And then make sure the heart and the head are in alignment as well. So heart over head, head over heart over hips, head over heart. And then begin to close your eyes, allowing yourself to become fully present to this moment, to this space that you've carved out to tend to your well-being. And begin to focus on the breath. Drawing the breath in through the nose, just notice how it feels. And then exhale the breath out, maybe noticing where you seem to soften. Take a few moments to just breathe in and exhale. Each breath becoming a little fuller, a little deeper into the body. Each exhale a little slower, a little longer, a little more full of release. On your next inhale, see if you can invite the breath all the way down into the base of the belly. You'll feel the middle back and the lower back expand as you do this. And then exhale, releasing all of that breath, allowing yourself to be fully hollow, trusting that when you go to take your next breath, it will be there for you. Draw that breath in again. This time imagine it filling the legs and the arms. And then send the breath away. Noticing where you're softening, where you're starting to let go of tension. And we'll do a quick body scan just to check in. Take a moment As you continue to breathe in fully and exhale completely, notice what you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Where are you noticing tension, resistance, strain? And how can you begin to let each breath help you release and soften those spaces? If thoughts keep cluttering your mind, rather than judge that, just observe it. Your mind will find its calmness as you continue to focus on the breath and stay tuned to your body and the movement. So draw the breath in and then send the breath away. Lengthening the spine upward. Begin to open your eyes, reacquaint yourself with your space, and we'll start to warm the body up. So with an inhale, go ahead and lift those shoulders up and send them back and down. We carry so much tension in our upper body. This is a wonderful opportunity just to get some blood flow moving and start to release those layers of weight that we carry on our shoulders. Full inhales, deep exhales. You can match this to your own breath. Just a few more times. And this will be our last one. Lift up with the inhale, exhale, lower down. Let's sweep the arms up with an inhale. And on this exhale, send that right hand down to the mat. Go ahead and walk those fingers out and begin to gently fold over. So I'm rooting my left hip into the ground here, beginning to bend that right elbow and lengthening through the side body. As I do, I'm being cautious not to overdo it, not to move too quickly. We're just getting into our body and into our space. So maybe your elbow has already reached the ground. Maybe you're still hovering above. I am. So just meet yourself where you are. Draw the breath in. Send it to where you feel the tightness the most. And with the exhale, see if you can release that tension a little bit. Keeping the navel drawn to the spine. Draw the breath in again. And begin to walk your hands forward. Stretching through the spine, draw the chin into the chest. Lengthen from hip to crown. Full inhale. And come on back up to neutral. So we'll do that again with an inhale. Sweep the arms up. And on the exhale, send that left hand down. Begin to walk those fingers out. Soften that elbow. And as you do, slowly and gently begin to soften towards the left side. So I'm looking straight ahead. That's to keep any tension off of my neck. But you can also look down. We're not quite warm enough to look up. But if you've already been active in your day and that feels best to you, go for it. Find what works for you. Meet yourself there. Welcome the breath in. And on the exhale, walk it forward. Stretch it on out. Draw chin to the chest. And let everything release. See if you can let the tension in the shoulders go here. Keep the hip bones rooted against the earth. So you may find that you're a little higher up, and that's okay. Your objective is just to let gravity work for you here for one more breath round. Draw it in. And let it go. Come on back up to seated. Great job. So we're going to go ahead and draw those knees in. We're going to send them out in front of us and just pedal through our legs. If you've been in that seated position the whole time, it feels good just to get the blood flow going a little bit. Float those toes up to the sky. Lengthen through the legs. Really press the legs into the earth, both the calves and the hamstrings. Bring your fingertips by your hips. Draw the shoulders back and down. Send the gaze forward. Draw the navel to the spine. Now we're engaging our entire torso here. Not only are the legs active, but your torso is too, as your crown is lifting up towards the sky, shoulders are reaching towards the earth. Full breath in. And exhale. So from all appearances on the outside, we're not doing much. But if you're actively engaged in this, you're doing a whole lot. Full breath in. And release. Send those palms out to the side, facing up. With an inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, hinge from the hips first. Use your core here. We're engaging navel to spine to support that length. Send the breath away. Find a place for the hands to rest. Could be on the floor, your shins, maybe behind your toes. Lengthen through the spine again, navel to the spine. And as you exhale, begin to fold and soften over. So meet yourself once again where you are. Just let the spine begin to round. Chin curls into the chest. Head hangs heavy. Full deep breaths here. Noticing where you're holding tension. And seeing if you can release that tension with each exhale. Part of the process of coming to our mat to recover from stress and trauma is to allow ourselves to become aware of where we're holding that trauma. Our bodies literally hold on to all that we experience, both the good and the bad. But the bad, those things that cause strain and stress, harm and hurts, wounds that maybe don't show up on the skin but are internal, all of that gets held within. The beauty of yoga, the breath with the movement, is it allows us to break up those toxic places that we're holding on to within us and to release them. Allow that to be your motivation of reconnecting with yourself, letting the breath help you purge the ways you've been holding on to stress and strain. With an inhale, come on back up. Walk those hands in, draw those knees in, and then we're going to swing them to the side, come around, and come up to all fours. So as you arrive here, we're going to have knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Now, if you have challenges, remember to go back to any of the modifications that we talked about in the modifications video for some options here for you. Make sure that you're not feeling any strain in the joints. Lengthen the spine from tailbone to crown. Big breath in here. And exhale. We'll warm up the spine with a few cat and cows. And so we're going to lift first into the cow posture, drawing the breath in, sending the gaze up, lifting the tailbone and softening the belly. Then exhale. Draw navel to spine, chin to chest, tailbone to earth. Here is your cat. Kind of reminds me of a mad cat. So inhale, lifting into cow. Exhale, curling up and into that cat posture. So we're going to do this a few more times, and I want you to match it to your own breath. So use a full deep inhale as you're opening that heart so wide to receive the breath. And then exhale as if you're wringing out the breath like a sponge. Really stretch through the spine. Let the breath help you wring out stress and strain. You can move faster, you can move slower than me. Just tune into what your body feels like it needs most in this moment and meet yourself there. A couple more times. All right, come on back to neutral. Beginning with some of that core work, we're going to do our spinal flow balance. So we're going to shift over to the right side of the body, and with an inhale, send that left leg back behind you. If that gets to be too much at any moment, just drop the toes behind and you're still engaging the core. If you're able to, shift the weight over to the left hand now. Scoot those fingertips to the front of your mat, and as you feel balanced, lift up that right arm, send the gaze forward. Draw the breath in. And exhale it out. Draw it in again. And exhale it out. So we're going to pulse from here, but if you need to lower a hand or lower a foot, you can do either. So find what works for you. And here we go. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Bring that in. Bring that knee in. Go ahead and sit those hips back towards the heels in child's pose. Reach those arms long in front of you. Let that head drop down towards the earth and the space between your arms. And just take a moment to reconnect with the breath. Coming back to our intention, the idea that as I remember who I am, my life is coming together magnificently in ways that reflect my most authentic, beautiful self. Full breath in. And exhale out. Full breath in again. And exhale out. Draw that gaze forward. Come on back up. We're going to do the other side now. So listening to what you need, modifying as you need to, shift the weight over to the left. With an inhale, send that right leg back behind you. Now as you're exhaling, see if you can shift that weight to the right and begin to draw the left arm forward. With an inhale, find that balance. Send the gaze forward and shift as you need to. If it gets to be too much, listen to your body. It knows what it needs right now. Meet yourself where you are and welcome the breath in. Exhale. Send the breath away. We're going to try those pulses once again. Remember, you can drop a leg, drop a hand, drop both. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful job. Bring that hand down. Bring that knee in. Sit back once more in child's pose. Reach those arms long. Let that head rest. This time we're going to go ahead and walk our hands over to the right side. You'll feel that stretch across the left. You can even let that left hip kind of shift over past the heel. Welcome the breath into that length. And as you exhale, see where you can let go of strain or tension in the body. Come on back to neutral. And then as you're inhaling, take it on over to the right this time. Maybe shift those hips off the right heel. Let that head hang heavy. Really let go of the breath, let go of the tension. And come on back to neutral. With an inhale, come on back up. As you exhale, place those hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes under. Begin to draw the breath in as you send the hips back, but this time lift the hips up and then begin to pedal through. So we're making our way into our first down dog. You can stretch those hands out a little bit more. You can take it wide. You can bring it narrow. Or just walking, pedaling through the knees and the feet. Starting to open up the space in the hips and the hamstrings. Remember your modifications. If you need them, you can come back to tabletop at any time. Remember, your practice is for you, not against you. We're meeting ourselves where we are to remember who we are, to put the pieces back together. And so there's no right or wrong on the mat. There's no perfect pose. There's just you being fully present to what you need. As you feel ready, then draw those feet to parallel. Rise up onto the knees. Draw the breath in and send the heels to the earth. Now you may find that they're hovering over the earth. If you have a lot of tension on those hamstrings, go ahead and bend to the knees, really letting that belly kind of reach towards them. The heart is reaching towards the earth here. So whether your legs are straight or bent, we're really letting that heart melt open, creating lots of space for the breath to move. Draw the navel to the spine. And exhale, releasing the breath. Let it go. Inhale, draw the gaze forward, soften the knees, and just walk your way up to the front of your mat. As you arrive here, keep those knees bent. Let that belly rest on the thighs. Let that head hang in between your arms and clasp the opposite elbows. This is such a beautiful posture to be able to reset our parasympathetic nervous system. It just helps offset the way stress courses through our body, the way anxiety impacts our nervous system. So breathe in deep here. Let the head hang heavy. Let any tension, stress, whatever is impacting you right now, just kind of melt off of the body. Let the earth absorb it through your feet. Feel like it's rolling off of your shoulders and your head to the earth below. Full breath in, belly expands against thighs, and exhale, release your hands and begin to draw the body up one vertebrae at a time. As you arrive here, roll those shoulders back and down, maybe rock back and forth a little bit, finding our center and our balance point, and then come to stillness. Let the energy rise up from the back of the heels. Drop the pelvis and the tailbone down towards the earth. Spine is lifted and long. We are in what's called mountain pose. Heart is wide open here to receive the breath. Allow yourself to remember who you are. Let the pieces come back together in a magnificent way, maybe unexpectedly, but in ways that really help you reflect who you are today, allowing you to be fully authentic, allowing you to be fully present, allowing you to be your most beautiful, truest self. Full inhale and an exhale. We're going to work through what's considered a basic sun salutation. So sweep those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, we're going to sit back, reach the arms wide, and we're going to swan dive forward. So just coming back to that forward fold. Leaving the knees slightly bent, go ahead and bring the hands to the shins. Come up halfway, straightening the legs, straightening the spine, engaging navel to spine. Exhale, send the breath away and bring the hands to the earth. We're going to step back right and then left into the plank posture. Shift the shoulders over the hands and then gently drop the knees to the earth. Release the toes. And then we're going to just lower the body down, keeping those elbows close to the body. As you arrive on the earth, make sure your hands are fully rooted. Bring those elbows in by your ribcage and then begin to press into the earth as you draw the breath in. And we're lifting up now into a baby cobra. So draw those shoulders back and down. We have a tendency to want to keep them lifted. Draw them back and down. Send the gaze forward. Exhale, come on back down to the earth. We're going to do that a couple more times. We're working on those back muscles that are part of our core. Press into the earth. Lift and open the heart center. Exhale, retreat back down to the earth. And let the body rest with the exhale. Once more, we're going to hold it at the top. Breathe in. Lift and open. And then exhale, send it away. Full breath in. Exhale, release. One more full breath in. And exhale, let it go. Great job. Bring those hands a little closer to the belly button on the rib cage. Draw the elbows in. Lift the body up with an inhale. Sit back into child's pose. And lengthen the spine just to counterbalance the work that we just did in those cobra postures. Deep breaths in here. Full, complete exhales. Maybe notice where you're holding tension right now. Is it in the shoulders or wrists, the face, the hips, perhaps the knees or the feet? Where can you soften? Where can you let go? Allowing the pieces to come together magnificently. Remembering who you are. Full breath in. Send that gaze up. Go ahead and shift over, and we're going to just bring ourselves right back down. So gently lower yourself back down. We're going to do a little bit more back work while it's nice and connected at the moment. So we're going to extend our hands out in front of us. Leave the spine long here. So don't send the gaze up at the moment. Leave it nice and long. Now we're going to start with just the arms, and then we're going to add in the legs. So listen to your body. Don't overdo it here. We're going to lift that right arm up with an inhale. And exhale, lower it down. Lift the left arm up with an inhale. And exhale, lower down. Now, if that felt okay and not too much on strain on the back, try lifting both the right arm and the left leg. So opposition, lift with the inhale, lower with the exhale. Now left hand, right leg, lifts and lowers. If it gets to be too much, just go back to the upper body, or you can choose to use the lower body. Lift with the inhale and lower. Lift with the inhale and lower. One more. Lift with the inhale and lower. Keeping that neck nice and long and neutral. Lift and lower. Great job. We're going to lift both the arms. Full breath in and exhale. Now just the legs. Lift the legs with an inhale And lower. Lift the arms with an inhale. And release. Lift the legs with the inhale. Release the legs and the breath. We're going to try both if you feel up to it. If not, pick one. Lift, inhale. Hold for the exhale. One more inhale. You're doing great. Exhale, release it back down. Beautiful job. I don't want to overdo it. So go ahead and bring those hands to the rib cage. Elbows in tight. Lift the body up with the inhale. Sit back with the exhale. That should feel really good after working the spine. Really lengthen from tailbone to crown here. Let gravity help you release tension. You can shift back and forth. Finding ways to meet yourself where you are. Then allow yourself to come back together in beautiful ways. Full breath in. Exhale it out. Send that gaze forward. Come on back up to tabletop. Enough of that work for now. Go ahead and place those hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Draw the breath in. Hips back. Exhale up and walk it out. We're not going to spend quite as long walking this time, so as you feel ready, at your own pace, send those heels down to the earth. Find your stillness. Navel to spine, full breath in. And exhale. Let it go. Full breath in again. Exhale. Draw the gaze forward. Soften the knees. Walk your way up to the front of your mats. Fold over. Bring those hands to the shins. My knees are still nice and bent here. Exhale. Now I'm going to lengthen spine and hamstrings. Full breath in as I'm here. Then release the breath. Soften the knees. Roll the body up and sweep the arms up over the head. All the way down. Palms together to the heart center. So we added to that sun salutation. It wasn't a pure sun salutation, and that's okay. That's often how yoga goes. We're going to keep working that way. So go ahead and reach it up. Sweep the arms up with the inhale. Sit back with the exhale. Swan dive it forward. Palms to the shins. Halfway up with the inhale. Lengthening spine and legs. Exhale, draw the body down, modifying our salutation again. Rather than going to plank, we're going to inhale and send that right leg back behind us. Now frame that left knee over ankle, hands on either side, draw the gaze forward. This is often referred to as, it can be a low lunge, a runner's lunge is the one I hear most often, so that's how I'll refer to this, as a runner's lunge. So lengthen from heel to crown, full breath in. Exhale that breath out. We're going to work our way into our warrior one. And so what I want you to do is take that back foot and place it down so that the heel is in alignment with the heel. You can play around with this though. You can also bring the arch in alignment with the heel. I find I feel more stable heel in alignment with heel. So use what works for you, but you've got those options. Then as you feel ready, we're going to draw the body up. If this is your first few times to do a warrior one, or you haven't done it in a while, go ahead and use your hands to walk your way up. Eventually we'll sweep the arms up, but that's not necessary. The idea is to arrive safely, to arrive securely, and to meet yourself where you are. So as you arrive here, make sure that knee stays over the ankle. Full breath in. My shoulders are facing forward along with my hips as much as anatomically possible for me. If you feel like you're able to, with an inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Maybe the gaze lifts up as well. Maybe it stays straight ahead. Exhaling and really feel your feet rooted on the earth. This is a posture of both strength and vulnerability. Our heart is wide open, and yet we are strong and firmly grounded with the earth, with who we are, with our place on our mat, with our place in this world. One more inhale here. And just bring those hands back down. So that was warrior one. Great job. Rotate that back foot. Draw it in to meet the left. Let the body hang heavy. Bring the hands to the shins. Come up halfway with an inhale. Exhale. Send it down. Bend those knees. And with an inhale, send that left leg back now. Frame the right foot. Make sure knee is always over the ankle. Very important for the safety and health of your knees. Set that foot down and back wherever feels right and good to you. And as you're able and ready, you can sweep the arms up. I'm going to demonstrate walking the hands up. Find your way into that lifted position. Feel yourself pressing against the earth. So rather than sinking into the earth, feel as though your legs are literally pressing away. Then the upper body, shoulders are coming down, navel is pulled to spine. And as you feel ready, sweep the arms up, draw the breath in, and embrace this posture of inner strength and confidence, allowing yourself to remember who you truly are, an amazing being created to fulfill a unique purpose that only you can fulfill. Let that sink in as the breath washes over you. Draw the breath in, and with this exhale, send those hands down to the earth. Rotate that back foot. This time we're going to send the right foot to meet the left and walk it out in down dog again. As you feel ready, find your stillness. Adjust any way that you need to. Meeting yourself where you are, navel to spine, heart sinking to the earth. Breath filling your entire being, washing away all that it needs to, and helping to peel away the layers that aren't really your most authentic self. One more inhale, and exhale, let it go. Draw the gaze forward, soften the knees, walk your way up to that forward fold. Place the hands on the shins, come up halfway with the inhale. Exhale, lower the body down, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. Drawing the breath in, then bring palms together. Exhale the breath and bring the hands down to heart center. Great job. We're going to engage the core a little bit with what's called chair pose. So bring those hands down by your side. My feet are going to stay parallel for this chair. We can bring them together. You can go wide, all kinds of variations. For this one, just make sure they're right underneath your hips. We're going to sweep the arms up with an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to sit back. Now, I want you to look down to begin with. So I'm looking down to make sure I can see my toes and wiggle my toes. The weight is all on the heels. And as you find that position where you're engaging the legs, start to draw the navel to the spine and send that gaze forward. Full breath in. And exhale. So yes, we are activating legs here, but we're also activating the core to support this position. Full breath in again. And exhale. This is the last one. You're doing great. Full breath in. Release it down. That should feel really good. Inhale. Exhale. Clasp those elbows in the opposite hands. Knees can stay as bent as you'd like, or maybe you want to start exploring straightening them. Your choice. As you feel stable in the legs, begin to rock side to side. Just getting into those side bodies a little bit. Great job. Full breath in. Exhale it out. Full breath in again. Exhale it out. Now we're going to intentionally, if you lengthened your knees, that's great. No right or wrong here, but I want you to bend them if they weren't already. Let that head really hang, and we're going to start to engage the core. We're going to lift the body up, off back to that chair posture. So holding on to the elbows, full breath in. Begin to move to the side, the right side of the body. Feel that stretch along the back. Don't go any further than you can. Come back to neutral. Then shift over to the left. Navel to spine. Exhale back to neutral. One more time. Gentle shift. Full breath in. Exhale back to neutral. Inhale, lengthen over to the left. And back to neutral. Go ahead and stand up here. Release those arms down just to give them a break. And we're going to continue to add to that. So shoulders back and down. Find your mountain pose to start with. Breathe in. Lift the arms up. Exhale, clasp the arms. Now adding to that chair pose, we're going to start standing. So draw the breath in and gently fold over to the right, keeping the shoulders in alignment with the heel. Exhale fully here. Begin to bend the knees. Then draw the body forward, curving through the spine, and come back up to standing. Full breath in. Begin to fold over to the left, shoulders over the left heel. Exhale, bend the knees. Begin to circle halfway and come back up. Now we're doing these nice and slow. Slow is actually harder than fast. So inhale, over you go. Bend the knees with the exhale. Really drawing through the spine, navel up and in, just like that cat position that we were in first. Off on our mat and come back up to neutral. Draw the breath in again. Over you go to the side. Exhale it out. Beautiful job. So hopefully you could feel all of those core muscles working. Go ahead and release those arms back and down. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls to get rid of any tension you might be carrying. And we're going to go ahead and sweep the arms up again. Full breath in. Sit back, swan dive forward. Palms to the shins, halfway up with an inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Both hands to the earth. Step back in plank pose. Draw the body over. Drop the knees to the earth. Release the toes. Lower the body all the way down to the mat. Elbows in tight to the ribs. Pressing in for cobra. Begin to lift and open that heart center with the inhale. Exhale, draw it back down. Inhale, lift and open. Maybe a little higher, maybe not. Exhale, release. We're going to hold this one. See what your full expression is at this moment. Find your way there. Keep the shoulders back and down. Draw the breath in. Send it away. One more round. Full breath in. And exhale, release. Bring those hands by the ribs. Lift the body up. Send it back to child's pose for a moment. Head reaches for the earth. Body softens. Mind softens. Heart softens. Along with the spirit. Let everything go. Connect with the breath. Then draw the gaze forward. Come on back up to that neutral space. Tuck the toes under. Send those hips back with the inhale. Exhale, lift. And send the heels right down into the down dog. Full breath in. Exhale. Release it out. One more full breath in. And exhale, let it go. Draw the toes up, or draw the heels up onto the toes. That's what I mean. And then as you exhale, begin to just send the knees slightly over the earth. So we're going to hover here for a moment. Now, if you have a lot of tension in hands or shoulders, you might want to go ahead and just drop them. And what you can do is lift one knee and then lift the other as an alternative if this is feeling too intense. If you're able to hold that hover, draw the navel to the spine. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Full breath in again. This is our last one. Let it go. Come on down. Sit to the side and bring those feet all the way around. We're going to continue to work the core, and we're going to do so in what's considered boat pose. So if you're new to boat pose, let me walk you through just a few options. We're going to sit tall. Our legs are in front of us in parallel position. So sitting long through the spine, we're already engaging the core just to do that. You can take those fingertips behind you and begin to lean back slightly. Now you may find that today, engaging the navel to spine and just keeping that length, shoulders down away from the ears, is all you need. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is boat. Well, part of boat. So feel free to practice it here if you'd like. If you want to add to the challenge, continue to keep that spine engaged and bring those hands to the back of your thighs and maybe lean back a little bit more. Breathing in and exhaling, lengthening from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head, sending the gaze forward. If you feel like you can add to the challenge, lift the right leg and then the left. Full breath in and exhale. Once again, if you want to add to it, bring those palms out by your feet. Full inhale. And exhale. One more. Full inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release that forward to take some of that tension off the hip flexors. We're going to bring those legs into our butterfly posture. So just bring the heels together. You can leave them out as far as feels comfortable or bring them in. Sit nice and tall. And fold over as you send the breath away. Just meeting yourself here for a moment. Letting those hips relax. Come on back up. We're going to do both one more time. So pick the option that worked best for you. I'm going to go ahead and lean back, full breath in, and then lift my legs up with the exhale. Adding the hands to it. We're going to stay here for 3 full rounds of the breath. 1 inhale. And an exhale. So a couple more times. Engage your core, lengthen through the spine. Welcome the energy it brings. Allow everything to come back to the center of your being. All of the pieces coming together magnificently in order to help you reflect your most authentic, effective, most beautiful self. Full breath in, and we're all done. Great job. So I'm going to shift just to face you. You can stay right where you are, but just bring those heels together. Sit tall, shoulders back and down, and fold it on over. So we'll take a little longer here just to reconnect with the breath and let those hips open wide. We have a little bit more core work to do before we move into Shavasana, but you're doing great. Draw the breath in and exhale it out. Come on back to neutral. So we're going to come on back to that staff position, so seated staff pose. Feet out in front, toes floating up, legs fully engaged, fingertips by your side, elbows back and down, core fully engaged. Draw the breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale again. Palms face the ceiling. Sweep them up. Exhale, send the arms out long. Lengthen through the spine as you exhale. Find a place for those hands to rest. I just demonstrated on the earth, your shins, even back here works. Just find a place to rest. Lengthen through the spine. Draw the breath in. And then begin to fold it over, softening the belly, allowing the spine to fold over, chin to chest, head hangs heavy. Let gravity work here. And as we come back into this posture, notice what might have shifted or changed for you. Maybe you're a little deeper. Maybe what feels better now is to be a little more shallow. No right, no wrong, just meeting yourself where you are, noticing and observing. Part of our recovery from trauma is so dependent on the noticing, the repairing our interoception, that ability to be fully present to what is happening, body, mind, heart, and soul in each moment. Welcome the breath in, and walk it back on up to neutral. A couple ways to come down to a lying position. You can go ahead and bend the knees and begin to roll yourself back. You can also keep those feet long and roll yourself back that way. So pick your adventure, your path. Go ahead and adjust yourself so that you're about middle on your mats. Let those shoulders relax back and down for a second. Draw the breath in and bring those heels up by your glutes. So we're going to do some bridge work, which does help to work our core. We're going to be working our back muscles. We'll also be opening and lengthening our abdominal muscles. So press into the earth with your feet and press in with your hands. We're going to lift with an inhale, just curling that spine up. Shift those shoulder blades close together. Exhale as you arrive here, and then lower it back down, one vertebrae at a time. We'll do that a couple more times before we hold the posture. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower it down. We're not competing with how high we're going. We're just meeting ourselves where we are. Finding the full expression of this in the moment for you. Draw the breath in, and we're going to see if we can hold this and pulse it. So here's where we're working to strengthen that core. If it gets to be too much, just drop the hips gently to the earth, but pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm squeezing the glutes here. I'm engaging the abdominals. 8, 9, 10. One more set if you're able. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Come on back down. You did a great job. Bring those knees into the chest. Give them a little bit of a hug. You can use hands on the shins. Maybe wrap the arms around the shins. Full belly breath in. And exhale, release it out. Great job. We're going to do a little bit more core work since we're focused on the core. Not quite as much as we'll do in our yoga conditioning, but just a little bit more here. So with one leg bent, we're going to straighten that right leg up. Leave that right hand pressing into the earth and bring that left hand back behind your head to cradle. So as you're able to, we're going to lift our body up and bring that left elbow towards that right knee. Now that's not going to touch. That's not really the objective. Go ahead and release on the exhale. So lift up and lower down with the exhale. Lift it up and lower down with the exhale. Lift it up, lower down with the exhale. One more, lift it up, lower it down. Great job. Go ahead and release that leg down. Bring that left hand now by your left side hip. Go ahead and bring that right arm up to cradle the head. Lift that left leg up with an inhale. As you exhale, just settle in. Make sure everything feels aligned. With an inhale, draw the body up and lower it down. Inhale, draw the body up and lower down. Inhale, lifting and down. One more, lift and down. Great job. Release the head, release the leg. Draw those knees up and in. Give them one more hug. Shift side to side if that feels good. Full belly breaths. And let that breath go. Now send those hands out to the side. Leave your legs bent and begin to let them just fall towards the right side. They may reach the earth, they may not. Just let them rest wherever they land. And then draw that left shoulder back and down as much as you possibly can. You can keep the gaze neutral, looking up, or you can send that gaze out over that left hand and take a moment here to settle in with the breath. See where you can soften and let go. And allow this gentle spinal rotation to help detox the organs, rebalance the spine. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Bring that head back to neutral. Bring those knees up and into neutral. And as you feel ready, go ahead and drop them over to the left side. Draw that right shoulder back and down. And choose where to send your gaze. Keep it neutral, straight up, or send it out to the side. Full breath in. And out. We're doing a couple of them here, so just let the body begin to settle down and relax. Good. And draw those knees up and in. You've done a great job. Go ahead and release the feet to the earth. Send that right leg out. Send the left leg out. Bring those hands by your side and adjust the body any way you need to. Lifting the hips up and down, shifting the legs. Letting those shoulders drop back and down to the earth and turn those palms upward facing the sky. Begin to close your eyes and we're going to come back to the breath. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Drawing the breath all the way in. Letting it fill you from head to toe. And on the exhale, releasing any tension or strain in the body. Let yourself fully go here. No tension in the feet or the calves. Letting the knees relax and the thighs. The hips surrendered, fully supported by the earth below. Your torso relaxed. Your face soft. Throat open. Hands in an open release, gripping onto nothing. Allow yourself to be fully present simply to this moment. And take a few moments to rest in quiet stillness. For those who are able to, I encourage you to stay here as long as you possibly can. If you need to be moving on with your day or settling in for your evening, then I invite you to begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and ankles. Stretch the hands up over your head and bring the feet together. Lengthen with a big breath in, side to side. And then come on over to your favorite side. Just roll the body over. Maybe take a moment to close the eyes once more. Draw the breath in. Just allow yourself to soak in all the benefits of your practice. As you exhale, press into the earth and come on back up to seated. As you arrive, find that place for your hands to rest. Let the shoulders drop back and down. Close the eyes once more. Welcome the breath in. Let it fill you from head to toe. And then send the breath away. Notice what shifted or changed for you. How are you feeling physically? What do you notice mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And take a moment for gratitude. Offering thanks to yourself for taking time to invest in your practice, to meeting yourself here in this space to remember who you are. Know and trust that every time you do that, the creative force of the universe is there meeting you in that space, working with you to help bring those pieces of your life together magnificently in ways that allow you to reflect your most authentic, most beautiful, and truest self. May you carry all of that with you into whatever lies ahead of you. Thank you for practicing with me. I send you with blessings. Namaste.